Good morning, children. So today we'll continue chapter of force. Okay. So yesterday we studied that force is push or pull of an object. Okay. And even one observation as observed by great philosophers and scientists. Okay. That is the problem of motion and its causes had puzzled scientists and philosophers. This was a big problem from so many years related to motion and its causes. Okay. And this remained the belief until Galileo Galilei and Isaac Newton developed an entirely different approach to understand motion. So till the scientist Galileo Galilei and Isaac Newton gave or developed the entire different approach to understand motion. Till that time it was a question mark for them, for most of the scientists and philosophers. And people try to understand the concept little bit clearly when they give different examples related to motion. Okay. Now we will try to find what are unbalanced and balanced forces. Okay. So there is a figure in your textbook 9.3. Okay. So this shows a wooden block on a horizontal table. There is a wooden block on a horizontal table. Two strings X and Y are tied into two opposite faces of the block. They are tied from one side to X, from one side towards Y. If we apply force by pulling the string X, the block begins to move to the right. If you apply force to pull X, this box will start moving towards the right. Okay. Similarly, if you pull the X, if you pull the string X, this X, if you pull it, the block moves towards the left. If you pull towards the X, the block moves towards the left. But if the block is pulled from both the sides with equal forces, you pull from both sides the block with equal forces, what happens here? The block will not move. The block will not move. Means such forces are called balanced forces and do not change the state of rest or of motion of an object. So if this is a block, okay, so forces and laws of motion. I told, if you pull towards this side, what happens here? So this block neither moves or it will not change the rest, state of rest or state of motion. It will not change its state of rest or state of motion. Okay. So such a force is called balanced force. Means from both sides you are pulling each other with equal force in opposite direction. So that remains constant. The block remains constant. Now let us consider a situation in which two opposite forces of different magnitude pull the block. Suppose if they are pulled with different forces. Okay. In this case, the block would begin to move in the direction of the greater force. Okay. Suppose if the force applied is 50 Newton and here if the force applied is 25 Newton. The force applied to pull the block towards X is larger. So greater the force of pull, the block will move because the force applied on the Y is lesser compared to X. Okay. So thus two forces are not balanced and unbalanced force acts in the direction that moves. So such a force where there is no there is unbalanced, because this is not equal. 25 is not equal to 50, means here the force is greater, here the force is lesser. So the block moves towards the person who is having greater force. Okay. So this suggests that an unbalanced force acting on the opposite brings in its motion. If there is unbalanced force acting in the opposite direction, then only it brings the motion. Okay. So in your textbook there is one more example. What happens when some children try to push a box on rough floor? But there is a big box over here and they are pushing on the rough surface. Okay. So if they push box with a small force, the box does not move. If they push the box with a small force, little like this. Okay. If the force is smaller, the force is what? Smaller. The box does not move because of friction acting in direction opposite to the push. Because from this side also there is one friction opposite towards the motion of the object. This is in motion. Okay. So if they are moving slowly, the friction of this object is acting in direction opposite to the motion. Okay. This force arises between two forces in contact. So this frictional force will arise between the two surfaces which are in contact. Okay. Now, in this case, between the bottom of the box and floor's rough surface, between the bottom of block, this is a block, and there is a floor here. Okay. So floor is having a rough surface. Rough surface. It balances the pushing force and therefore the box does not move. Why? Here it will balance the pushing force. One is pushing force, one is in the opposite direction. That is why the box will not move in case of 9.4a. Okay. In case of 9.4b, what happens? The children push the box harder, but the box still does not move. Here what happens? Still they are putting so harder that still the box will not move. This is because the friction force still balances the pushing force. So again, what happens? Friction force is balancing the pushing force. That's why when they are balanced, it will not move. Then next what happens? If the children push the box still harder, the pushing force becomes bigger than the friction force. In the case of 9.c, what happens? First they are moving very slowly. Okay. Little faster. And both of them are applying more faster force on the box. When they are applying with more force, what happens? So frictional force what? The frictional force of the surface becomes lesser than the force applied by the kids. So that's why this box starts moving. Okay. So there is so what happens here? There is an unbalanced force. So the box starts moving. There is unbalance because the children are moving with harder force, but frictional force is lesser than this applied force by the children. That's why the box starts moving. So these are instances of balanced and unbalanced forces. Okay, now what happens when you ride a bicycle? Question mark. When you are riding a bicycle, what happens? We'll check it out. Okay, see. When you stop pedaling, the bicycle begins to slow down. You know very well. When you stop pedaling, what happens? This bicycle begins to slow down. Bicycles starts to slow down, means decrease the speed. This is again because of frictional force acting opposite to the direction of the motion. Again, why? Why the bicycle slow down when you stop pedaling? Because again, there is frictional force acting in the opposite direction of the motion of what? Cycle. Frictional force acting on motion of bicycle. In order to keep the bicycle moving, what we should do? In order to keep the bicycle moving, we have to start pedaling again. Again, what you have to do? You have to start pedaling. Okay. It thus appears that an object maintains its motion under the continuous application of an unbalanced force. Why? Because when you are pedaling, when you are increasing your speed, so the frictional force become what? Less, and your pedaling force is more. So due to this reason, you feel that cycle is in continuous application of unbalanced forces. So cycle is applying continuously unbalanced force on the surface of the earth. However, it is quite incorrect. It is incorrect. How? An object moves with a uniform velocity when the force, that is pushing force and frictional force acting on object are balanced. This is quite interesting. What they said? An object moves with uniform velocity when it moves with uniform velocity. The pushing force and frictional force on the object are balanced. Pushing force and frictional force are balanced. So that's why, first of all, one condition that will be in uniform motion, uniform velocity, because pushing force and frictional force will be balanced, and there is no external force on it. Here there is no external force. In this case, external force is not required. There is no external force in this case. Okay. That's why, and there is no net external force on it. Here net external force is not there because pushing force and frictional force are balanced as the bicycle is in uniform motion. Okay. Next point. If an unbalanced force is applied on an object, there will be a change either in its speed or in its direction. Suppose if there is unbalanced force, if the forces are equal, it is in uniform motion. If the unbalanced force is there, what happens there? Either there will be change in its speed. Either the vehicle or bicycle may change its speed, or the bicycle may change its direction if the force is unbalanced force. If the unbalanced force is applied, then the speed may change or the direction may change of the bicycle. Thus, to accelerate the motion of an object, an unbalanced force is required. So, to move an object, to accelerate, to increase the speed of an object, what is required? We require unbalanced force. Okay. And the change in speed would continue as long as the unbalanced force is applied. Change in speed is continuous as long as the unbalanced force is there on the bicycle. Okay. However, if this force is removed completely, suppose if we remove this completely force, what happens there? The object would continue to move with velocity it has acquired till then. Suppose if you stop pedaling, if you stop making the bicycle to run, what happens there? It will move continuously until it has acquired that particular velocity. So till it has that particular velocity, it is able to move. When velocity reduces slowly, it will slow down. So this is about balance and unbalanced forces. Okay.